So it's certainly true that the proponents of quantitative easing, if they had told the public what the results would be at the outset, the public would have rejected it, right? Because certainly I can speak more to the United States public, but the idea of the bailouts, rescuing these large investment banks that had made bad loans and bought up so-called toxic assets, the fact that there were hundreds of billions of dollars flooding those markets, sort of bailing them out where regular people were losing their houses because of, they were unable to make their mortgage payments, that struck a lot of people as unfair, but they were assured, if we do these programs, it will fix the economy. And so if instead they had seen how awful it would be, and it would be like the most sluggish recovery, I think, on record in terms of the U.S. history, then I think most people would have said, well, then we don't need to do that. If this is what the medicine's going to do, it's not worth doing. So certainly there's that element. The fact that interest rates went negative in many places in Europe and elsewhere, I think shows the logical absurdity of the Keynesian solution, right? In other words, you can push interest rates down to zero, that still isn't enough, let's make them negative. Like, what more would have to happen to show this isn't working? And so I think that, yes, this episode shows the bankruptcy intellectually of using monetary policy to try to stimulate economies. As far as, what's a preferable strategy or policy, I think ultimately just to get government out of money and banking altogether, right? So if you are asking me, oh, in North Korea, people don't have enough food, what should be the agricultural farm policy? I would say I can't centrally plan agriculture, just have the free market, have private property and markets. So likewise, I don't know what the correct interest rate is. I don't know how many assets a central bank ought to be buying every month. All I can say is that's, nobody has that knowledge, and you should try to decentralize that. It's odd that even many Chicago schools, nominally free market economists, think the one area where there can be central planning and price setting is when it comes to money and interest rates. That's very confusing to me and I think contradictory.